Hello, ma'am. I'm Surbhi Raut. I'm a 34-year-old queer individual, and I wanted to talk about a 10-year, 15-year long, 10-year long parapsychological sexual abuse on me that started in 2016, and it's still on. It all happened through four men that are priestly in nature, and we went them back in 2015 with 15 with our relatives for financial and career advices, but it all turned out to be a conversion therapy on their back. And while I was working in Bombay in 2015 until 2020, uh, I used to work around as a freelance film writer, director, and assistant director sometimes. And all of the abuse was on, but I had no literature to basically explain it, and henceforth I never examined it through any doctor because I used to be super busy on shoots and my writing, and I used to be busy with work, so I never got it diagnosed. But and I was and it was in the initial stage, so there was no physical pain or such, an aggression as a nature, some aggression as a nature. Henceforth, I was kind of coping with it. Back then, the symptoms weren't too much. It was just my abnormal defecation. It was basically the initial stages of IBS. But during 2020, when the COVID happened, I one day remember reading Buddhist principles, and I started meditating on them. Out of Since I used to be, I was going through a lot of stress at work. Work was completely fine. It's just that my temper issues had increased. Henceforth, I started meditating on Buddhist principles, and I realized that I got hacked by these priests, and they inflicted their shadow selves within me, and that was basically an astral wielding of them inside. And until I was in Bombay until 2020, I started meditating in 2018. All my dreams were not nightmares. Those were basically visuals from the screenplays that I would write, and my meditation loop of thoughts would also be completely my screenplay driven. But when in 2020 I had to come back to Delhi because of COVID, the abuse went on a different toll. I started feeling my meditation was regular, but my body started getting punctured because I started feeling astral wielding of iron rods and further BDSM like sexual abuse on my body from the inside. And there would be times when there would be iron spikes that would rupture my rectum, up through my rectum. I would feel them on my G spot. I'd be uh, pushed a lot, those iron rods, to react to the whispers. And sometimes I'd also be groped from the inside. And my head would always remain schizophrenic, like, completely like under panic attacks all the time, as if I'm living there. I'm living the lives of those shadow selves. The problem is that those shadow selves are alive. Henceforth, whatever those men were doing in their lives, I was experiencing every kind of pain that they were kind of avoiding by putting their shadow selves within me. And since they would do a lot of witchcraft, these men, they would do distant hypnosis in me and put me into a lot of power hypnosis, and make me go through random talks, make me uh, go through a hearing session of their political talks that would happen in their house. And wherever or whoever was traveling as the chief, as the primary astral wielding, as the um as the most powerful shadow self at that moment, I'd be living their life, in my house, while I would be writing, or I'd be sleeping, or doing my regular, living my day regularly. So yes, every kind of violence that they would avoid, all of that will come to, would be felt within me. Um, then all of this abuse went on to a different level where I started getting framed as Mariana Abramovich, where she did this, where this artist conducted one experiment. I'm forgetting the name of the experiment. I think it is Zero Rhythm, where she was all bare naked to a couple of men, and they, used her body as per their mindset and physically violated her. So that happened to me, and in my dreams, I'd be sometimes be violated by random men. Violated as in I'd be punched. I've mostly been punched a lot throughout my body, and there have been days when I've been raped as well. And every time I'd get up, and every time I'd think of filing a complaint against these men, uh, completely clueless over what kind of literature am I going to explain to put myself out over it. I'd be violated extremely to extreme levels in my dreams, and every time I'd get up, there'd be physical implications of that on my body. There'd be a complete blackout, of course, of my memory. Then there'd be pain at random spots wherever I've been, random spots on the body wherever I'd been touched violently in my dreams, and there have been moments of rectum bleeding as well, right after waking up from a rape in my dreams, and it was all of these men who there was this one chief priest who's always raped me. His name is Paramjeet, and I filed a complaint against her in Himachal. I stay in Noida, so at my nearest station, and then I went to Himachal as well. With the cops, I went to the house, and I proved the cops that they are a sham, and we worked out a statement as well. I'm just waiting for the SHO to put a stamp over it so that I can, take this complaint further here in Noida at Surajpur Court. Now beyond this, there have been now these men have been now since they're like there was this old lady called Wanga. I don't know who used to be. I'm sorry, I don't remember the name. Baba Wanga, I guess. Very old woman. She used to uh, um, she used to predict future. So one of the chief priests, basically Paramjeet, I'd say, he he operates like that, and he would have a lot of knowledge about you know political dogma and all the violence against these all the violence, basically that's all the violence that's being planned against many countries, and many secret intelligence over what is hidden at what in what particular building in the entire in the entire world. All of these intelligence would be stored in me, and I'd only be able to make a sense of every cue that I was being basically that I was kind of like being stored with. That would all happen during my sessions of forced sleep hypnosis, and I'll be making sense of each cue only only either if I'll get to know about that particular event either online, or if I've missed it and it's been and if at all it's been a national interest topic or a subject. I'll After watching it, I'll realize that, oh, that particular day this was being whispered, and I saw this particular vision, so it was this. So this Sindoor project, this attack on Pakistan, this recent attack on Pakistan, this also I got to know about 2 years back, that this is about to happen, and we're planning, and India is planning something like this. On there's something called Sindoor happening. There were a lot of whispers, and I saw shadow, what you say, white transparent visuals of how do I say, happening in front of my eyes, and I literally saw Sindoor basically falling and all of that. So back then I didn't make any sense. I mean, it was so random, and plus I used to keep writing my screenplays. I write a lot of action drama and horror thriller and slice of life and action romance. So all of that is being pitched at the moment. Nothing is released yet. Nothing is short also. I've been pitching around it for my directorial review. But while writing, I'd be put under so every time I write, you know, these men, they start chanting. So instead of making me hear their chants, they would make extremely derogatory remarks and extremely derogatory abuses. I mean, they make a lot of abuses and stuff while I'm writing, so that I don't write, so that I don't work on myself or on my career, and be completely devoted to them, and try decoding them and put myself through the right people accordingly. But every time I decoded something and tried going out to the right people, I was always implied more of an abuse on my body, which would usually be, choking up my body, bloating my body, giving me extreme IBS pain, and what was that? Controlling my defecation, urination, menstrual flow, giving me sexual arousals, so that I, completely get mentally exhausted and do not fail to move out of the house for work, for any kind of talks also. And my finances were in a very bad shape. They still are in a bad shape, because they would always chant. They kind of like changed my entire professional circle, and the people after them started during COVID. After they started, I think, yeah, 1 year before COVID, after they started putting in, authenticated, when they started authenticating their control on me by giving me, initial pain in the body. From there on, my professional circle also changed. I had a quality, I had a taste, I had a different league of professionals, and as my circle altogether. But it all changed gradually into an extremely uh, downgraded quality of work and people, and uh, especially homophobic men. I'm so sorry. I won't say homophobic men, but rather rapist kind of a mindset around me. And that kind of like, and of course, I understood that, I didn't read much about it because I was always busy with writing, but I realized that it was completely, it was an attack on my sexuality. And all of this was happening, everything that has happened in the name of conversion therapy, and as a nature of an abuse that I'm telling you about, it all has been a fail for them. And every day, every moment, it's a fail. And that's why they started last year, they started giving me rape threats, death threats, about my friends, my family, my professional circle who's trying to help me get out of it, and all of that. And following which only, I went out to the Bisrak Thana in Noida, the nearest station to me, and I filed a complaint. And they also pushed me into